Welcome back to more Enderal Forgotten Stories. I'm Negative Zero. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing all right. Well, I'm doing all right. I've just had a bath here at the Sun Temple. We're going to go ahead and put our clothes back on, and then we're going to join the Keepers. We need to head out. Head to the Sanctum, wherever that is. Oh, actually, I think it's the temple place on the other side of the way here.
Well met.
I think it's here.
Now look at that. It's the prodigy.
Yeah. It's Lashari. Hey, what's going on? How did you end up in Nereth Zoloranthial's order? Ah, that's Telor's son.
Now look at that. Someone who's actually interested in us as people, rather than in our knowledge about the Pyreans. But it's your lucky day. I really wouldn't mind a good talk right now. Hold on a second. Arizalian Brandy. Vintage 8214. What do you say? A glass and a good talk? There are a couple of things I wanted to ask you anyway.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right then. When I hear you say that, I don't regret for a second that I never came back to Ostian. Even though I've thought about it from time to time.
You're from Ostian? You look more like a Scarab to me.
Wow. Finally, someone who says it up front. Yeah, I've got some Scarag blood in me, though comparably little in regards to how much it shows. My grandfather, he used to serve in the South Realms Marines. And one day they captured a ship of Scarag raiders, some of them women. Stories say he fell in love with one of them, and yeah, you can connect the dots. But to answer your original question, yes, I'm from Ostian. Though we fled the city around 10 years ago. The right choice, as I probably don't need to tell you. The temple was always a bunch of fanatical fuckheads, but that bastard High Priest Janus gave the word butcher an entirely new meaning.
One more thing about your ancestry. Do you know anything more about that woman your grandfather fell in love with? That's not a everyday story.
I know, and nah, I hardly know anything about her. Only that they were raiders and that she fled about 2 years after giving birth to me. Poor Grandpa. You should have seen how people reacted to the way I looked. Even as a kid, they always looked at me and my almond-shaped eyes as if they were expecting me to pull out a skull fetish any second and start putting curses on anyone in the vicinity.
You know, the more we learn about this world, the more racism and everything is, like, there's just so much of it in here. Everybody seems to dislike everybody. Of course, the world is ending here, and every continent seems to be at war. But yeah. Well, the Creator's religion was always brutal at its core. Janus only did what the High Priest before him had too many qualms about. Honestly, I'm not too surprised about what Janus did. Give someone too much power, and they show their real face. Ooh, I bet she'll like this answer.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe
War
not.
versus the Creator. War against the infidels. The Creator's children don't even sugarcoat how radical their faith is anymore. And still, so many people join their ranks. It's fucking insane. But then again, I guess that's religion for you. Don't think for yourself anymore. Let someone else do it for you. At least it was for my brother.
You have a brother?
I had. He was about 15 years older than me, and was always a troubled child. Rakul. That was his name. You know, my family was very wealthy before we fled. Drapers for generations. The best in Ostian. I suppose that's why my father expected so much from Rakul, since I, as a woman, wouldn't have been allowed to take over the business when my father would have retired. But Rakul, he just wasn't made out for it, you know? He was shy and introverted, and never had a hand for money. I can't remember how often father told him that he was a disgrace to the family.
Racism and sexism. Wow. And then he found his faith and joined the Creator's children. So the Creator's children, religious zealots, they must have started the war that's going on in Ostian? I didn't really catch that part.
You can call it that, yes. Looking back, I think the temple only gave him what Father wouldn't. A perspective. The feeling of being needed. He spent almost all of his time in the temple after his conversion and knew the entire Rania, their holy scripture, by heart. Well, in one day, he announced that simply attending the masses wasn't enough anymore. He would join the temple's warriors.
I don't know what would be better. She surprised me with the last one. I kind of want to say this. Neglected young men without perspective in their lives. The number one choice of any hate monger.
Damn right. That's what these bastards do. They exploit the vulnerability of people like him and indoctrinate them with their fucking bullshit. And once that's done, they send them to fight for their holy causes. In other words, their own interests, like pawns on a chessboard. And if they die, then they call it a fucking honor. I'm sorry, my dame. Your youngest son just died. But don't worry, he's in a better place now, eating grapes and drinking honey. What solace, isn't it? Now, do you have any other neglected children for us? We're running short on material. Damn it, I hate those bastards. I just hate them so much.
Man. And I suppose that's what happened to your brother, too. He died fighting for the Creator?
He was slaughtered, hacked into pieces by Chancellor Baratheon's cavalry. That was before the peace treaty. I'd be surprised if they taught him what end of a lance to stab with before they sent him into the field. But, well, I guess that answers the question you asked me up in the temple, doesn't it? I was sick of seeing people using religion for their own ends. Creator, Lightborn, the Great Spirit. Same shit, different name. And you know what? No matter how much chaos the death of the gods caused, I don't regret being a part of it, not in the least. It was the right thing to do.
Man. Wow, this is really cool. I'd never done this before. I didn't even know she'd be hanging out at the temple. That is quite the story.
Anyway, I'd say we call it quits for now, okay? It was good talking to you, but I'm dying for a nap. Take care.
Wow. Oh, we got an achievement. So, in case you missed... Oh, are you leaving? Are we going together? See you later, Lashari. In case you did get the first Butcher of Ark with... up at the camp that Jaspar had, it is here in the bar. This is, I believe, the bar that we put the vinegar barrel in the Noble's Quarter. Let's head over to the signpost, get back to the Sun Temple, and do this thing. Right in here. There's Callie right there. She's in her armor. Maybe we should be dressed in our armor as well. She's got her weapon as well. Hello.
An outlander.
Yes?
What are you doing in this part of the city?
I'm the prodigy.
To be, I don't know, somewhere else?
Are we... Let's just go inside. She's still out there.
Fine.
Oh, I did not even see him there. Go ahead.
As you wish.
We're gonna walk slow. So, it's not that, Callie is second best or anything, but man, I wish Lashari was romanceable. Maybe there should be a mod for that.
There. Climb the stairs. Go to the statue and speak with the Grand Master. No idle talking, no stupid gazing, right?
You got it.
Very well. The entire third and fourth sigils are gathered in there, so show some respect. And now, walk blessed, brother.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna be. Everybody's here. Oh, Lashari, she snuck in ahead of us somehow. Let's go.
It is time. Come forward, prophet. I know what you are feeling. Mistrust. For it is the first time in the history of the Order that a stranger will receive the holy consecration. You consider it a treason against our charter, and therefore against us all. And indeed, it is true that traditions have strengthened the Order. We have ruled this land for millennia, and for millennia we have prevailed. And I know that what happened 2 years ago has unsettled you. Yes, we are in a crisis. Yes, our foundation seems to be shattered. And now you believe that I profane even what little is left by consecrating a pathless one. But you are wrong. It was always people who have given strength to the Order. People like you and me. Yes, we did serve the Lightborn, but because they embodied an idea. The idea of peace through stability. And even now, after their demise, we will pursue this idea. We are facing a threat that endangers the world as we know it. And to fight it, we need one thing above all others, the readiness to make sacrifices for the greater good. This man, like Novice Sakarish, has shown this readiness. He is talented and has a gift, and thus carries responsibility. But instead of running from this responsibility, he faced it and found us. Consecrated ones, repeat my words. This is the day when my old me dies away. For today, I receive the sigil.
This is the day when the old me. This is the day when my old me dies away. For today, I receive the sigil.
This is the day when my old me dies away. For today, I receive the sigil.
From now on, I live to protect, by sword and mind, the path, my land, and those who are without strength.
From now on, I live to protect by sword and mind the path, my land, and those who are without strength.
From now on, I live to protect, by sword and mind, the path, my land, and those who are without strength.
Until death absolves me from my duty.
Until death absolves me from my duty.
Until death absolves me from my duty.
Thus, you are elevated to keepers of the first sigil. Rise. Now let us all recite the holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor in life as in death. May your light guide me. Leave now, brothers and sisters, and rest. We will need our strength. Go and get your armor at the temple's forge. After that, meet me in the Emporium. There's news.
What are these sigils?
Ranks. After a novice has passed the trial, he is raised into the first sigil, and over the course of years, if he proves to be worthy, into higher ranks, up to the fourth sigil, which is held by the Truchessa and the Grandmaster, me.
Interesting. See you later.
Walk blessed.
You just don't get any younger.
Oh, hello, Kalia. Hello.
And that's it. It feels strange.
What, to be a keeper?
Yes, kind of. You know, for the past 7 years, I have lived for this moment. And now I'm here. It's peculiar. Anyhow, let's talk when there's something new to talk about. Walk blessed, brother.
Walk blessed. How do I get out of here?
Walk blessed.
Thank you. You too. So we need to get our armor, which is great because it's heavy armor.
What? Walk. What?
Oh, another achievement. Keeper of the Holy Order. I think, yeah, we want to go over here. Into the...
An outlander.
I'm a
What are
keeper,
you
lady.
doing in this part of this? An outlander. What are you doing in this part of this?
The Grandmaster said I can get my armor here?
Right. The highly debated new keeper. You certainly have caused some uproar. I'll give you that. So,
Oh, I guess we can
mail or
choose.
plate?
I hadn't realized that. So we obviously want plate.
Fine, here you go. And no matter what you think of all this, wearing this armor is an honor. Get that into your head. Most of us had to wait decades for it.
Understood. And we got everything. I think this might be a armor set. It might not. Do we... I don't think we even have any
You'll have to pay
money.
normally,
We have a
though.
little bit of money.
As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free.
Let's go ahead and buy... We really don't have much. Let's buy one heavy armor
Walk blessed.
and get out of here. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. Let's back out a little bit. Oh, I guess it's not... It doesn't have any real benefits. So... Boots of the Keeper. It is better. I mean, look at this. Our rat catcher stuff is not as good. The helmet is 26 here and 32 here. I mean, it doesn't have any buffs, but let's go ahead and put this on. I mean, that's considerably better. Is that good enough? We don't need the helmet right now. We look pretty amazing, actually. Cool.
Malfest's blessings.
Hey, I like you, buddy.
Prodigy. I hope you can
So the
live up to
question
what they
is,
say about
do
you.
we
I really do.
dump the... Oh, where are we trying to go? In here? Is this the Emporium?
Yes.
I think we want this side. Do we dump the rat catcher stuff? I think we might have to. I know it's got benefits. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Huh? What do you want?
Look at us. We look amazing. Now, where is he? Right over here.
Very good. Thanks for your efforts, my friend.
Don't mention it. I just hope you know what you're doing. You know, many see the course the Order has taken since you came back as disquieting. Narazul's mages in the temple? An outlander as a keeper? It's a lot to take in.
I know, Jorik. But someone has to deal with the threat. And if we don't, no one will.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
That is the prophet, isn't it?
Prophet, did you find your way around?
I guess so, yes.
Good. It is important that you get adjusted to this place. It will be the base of all operations to come. Right now, we are still in the dark as to the true nature of this cycle. All we have are fragments, but we will change that. There are 2 trails we have found, I want you to go after both of them.
Which ones?
The first one has to do with the stone fragments from Old Rashengrad. Pegast has not yet told you, but all of them together form a so-called sigil stone, which we urgently need. The Arcanists have already put it together, but we still lack a part of the ritual to activate it. And for that, we need the memory of a dead person. The second trail revolves around a discovery we made in the Heartland. It could be a significant, if not the only prospect we have in this fight. Where do you want to start?
In the Heartland. Or the stone. Let's start with the stone. What do we need for it? What do we need it for?
It's simple. I've told you that the Pyreans knew about the cycle, and that they too battled it before they vanished. The sigil stone was a magical defense they created to protect themselves from the Red Madness.
Protect how?
Through small fragments that segregate once a certain ritual is performed on it. Wear one of these fragments and it will serve you like a shield for your spirit. The stone won't produce enough for all citizens of Ark, but enough for all of us keepers and the guard. The problem is that we lack knowledge about this ritual, and those who have it have been dead for millennia.
So that's why we need the memory of a dead person.
Correct. The entire plan revolves around a discovery which is exhibited in the Chronicum. The frozen corpse of a Pyrean, which a fisherman found adrift in the Northern Sea some years ago.
And we have to what? Somehow access his memories?
Yes. The ice prevented his body from decaying. But go to the Chronicum and speak to Magister Maragil. He will be able to explain it better than I can.
Okay, fair enough. There's a little map of Enderal. I love that these things are in here. I wonder if we'll have to do both things, or if we just we don't have to do the Heartland one.
Well met.
So the Chronicum is this building, I think.
Huh? What do you want? The fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to
Man, there's so much trash talking here.
I really do.
What?
Let's see. Who do we need to talk to? Actually, you know... Wait a second. To learn more about the cleansing and the cycle, the Grand Master wants me to investigate 2 traces. Both are leading. Yeah, okay. So, there's another Pyrean ruin I guess we're going to go to. The stone fragments which Lashari and I saved in Old Rashengrad together result in a sigil stone which is supposed to protect the Order from the Red Madness. Problem is, to bring the fragments together we need the words of a ritual which only the High Priests of the Pyreans knew. The key for this mission's success lies in a frozen Pyrean whose body was protected from the decaying ice. Where is this guy? In the basement. Alright, where are the stairs?
What?
This building has always confused me.
This just doesn't make any sense.
We've got stairs going up.
Be easy. Yes.
My glimmer.
Yes, that just might work.
Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path.
You see what I mean?
In life, as in death.
This is the basement. Archive.
Oh, hey.
Hello? Oh, look at this. Just a quick sweep of the area. See if there's any important books around. The Lost Brigand. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Landscapes. Golden Forest. Wait a second. Golden Forest. Is this the, Yeah, the Farmer's Coast. This is the place where we went to. We went to Golden something Castle. I'm just looking for the name of the... Okay, on the top left is a small road accompanying the river downwards to the ancestral castle of the Dalmark, the Castle Golden Forest. It has long been an abandoned and dangerous place. If one is well equipped, progression on the roads is fairly possible, albeit I advise everyone against visiting this unholy place. In close proximity is a Pyrean burial site through which one should have access to the Northern Sea. We may go back to Old Sharath at one point. There was a... Wait a second. The fastest way to exit the Golden Forest is from there is by turning westward and ascending the steps up to Ark's Last Watch. Okay, this doesn't help us. Look at all this stuff in here.
So what's so spectacular about
I was hoping we would be able to figure out the secret of that castle.
He isn't. Do you see this marking on his forehead? That's a symbol of the Ashian, one of the two priest castes who reigned over the Pyrean Empire like the Lightborn did over Vin. He was no high priest, but more than an acolyte. Let's just hope he participated in the manufacture of the sigil stone back in the Pyrean era.
Well, hoping can't hurt. But look, we have company.
Dalvarek, Archmagister, how's the situation?
Walk blessed, Grand Master. We're fine. Everything is ready. So this is him?
Yes, this is the Prophet.
Interesting. Truly interesting. I imagined you to be different. I'm Lexiel Marigil, Archmagister of the Holy Order. Pleased to make your acquaintance. So, where do we start? Has the Grand Master already informed you of the goal of this mission?
We're supposed to somehow get a memory from this dead Pyrean because he knows the missing words for the ritual.
Correct. Now you're wondering how will this be possible? This is where the word of the dead comes into play. An old relic we'll need to find.
The word of the dead? I thought that was a legend.
No, it exists. And we also know where. Just so you understand, the word of the dead is an artifact that allows entering a deceased person's mind to relive his last memories as if they were your own.
And you want to do just that with our frozen pal here. This is the grand plan, right?
Right. You'll need to locate the word of the dead, teleport the Pyrean's body to you, and then enter his thoughts. And there you'll have to look for the words of the ritual.
Okay, so let's look through these various questions. I do want to find out a little bit more about this. How am I supposed to find my way around it in his memory? I don't speak Pyrean.
That's right, but the priest himself did. And according to the legend, this should allow you to understand.
Why does this ritual need words? The magic I know of is rather silent.
True, but we're talking about a different form of magic. It works similarly to the forbidden school of entropy.
It's hard to see it. He's got a monocle. Assuming I somehow get into these memories, what exactly do I need to look for?
Well, we only lack the last words of this ritual. What you have to look for is an ornamental scroll, which looks just like the one on the drawing I'll give you in a moment. All you have to do is remember the glyphs and the scroll, then write them down once you're back in the waking world.
That sounds daring.
You're telling me. I myself feel like a myriad in a toad's pond. But alternatively, we'd have to excavate every ruin on Vin and hope that some priest left one of the scrolls behind.
Alright then, so where can we find this word of the dead?
Well, this is...
There's an old manor in Enderal's west that belongs to an old collector of artifacts. We received a tip that the word of the dead is in his possession.
Hang on. Are you talking about this odd fellow with the puppets? The aged man from the folk song?
I am.
So we'll have to travel to his manor and somehow take the artifact out from him. So this is the area where we were, where I was repeatedly killed by the wisps. We're gonna head back there.
You won't take it. It will be enough to find it. Use it on the Pyrean and then leave. You will travel to the manor with Dalvarik, wait for nightfall, and then introduce yourself to the aged man as a fellow collector of artifacts. Then you will offer him this brooch, and if all goes well, he will offer you a quarter for the night to negotiate in the morning. Then it's all a matter of timing. Sneak out of your room, look for the word of the dead, and teleport the Pyrean to you.
Why all the secrecy? Can't the Order just force the aged man to give up the artifact?
A good question, but no. The aged man is special, so to speak. Even the Lightborn ordered us to let him live in peace. The Black Guardian knows why. So, if we have to trick him, we will at least do it inconspicuously, which is why you and the mercenary are well suited for the task. No one will connect your faces to the Holy Order.
And what do we do if something goes wrong?
Then you'll flee. There must be no violence, no matter what happens.
And how exactly am I supposed to use this word of the dead on the Pyrean?
Archmagister?
Yes? Well, that is a good point. We don't know, because we don't even know what the artifact looks like. But how goes the saying? The proof of the eating is in the pudding.
We'll manage somehow. And even if we don't, it definitely sounds like an adventure.
He's
a great
crazy.
Responsibility, be aware of that. But I have faith in both of you. Now get going as soon as you can. This mission will be fruitful. I can feel it.
And there they go.
So, shall we go?
Yep. Just meet me at the Myritz Tower at the Western Cliff. I'll go grab my stuff now.
What is he doing? What are you doing, buddy?
Yes? Hello.
You aren't Enderalian, are you? You've got a slight accent.
I do? Thought I had gotten rid of it by now. But yes, I'm originally from Nirim. Just like you, as I've heard.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I don't know. Probably because I don't have very fond memories of my time there. You know, if someone would have told you 20 years ago that one day I would be the Archmagister of the Holy Order, you'd have probably laughed in his face. It's absurd just to think of it. You know, I was a slave there.
A slave?
Yes. You see, I was born into a traveling group of Aeterna minstrels. I never got to know my father, though, and living that way was hard. So my mother eventually decided to burn all bridges behind us and start over. Sorry, I'm babbling. I don't want to bother you with my boring stories.
I was the one who asked. You're not boring me. What happened to you and your mother after you went away?
Well, after some days on the road, we met a traveling merchant who gave us a ride to the next village. A small one named Sildren in the Salathan forest. It seemed almost perfect at the beginning. The place was quiet, and my mother found herself a job as a weaver in the local count's castle. One day, however, the count simply stopped paying her, and, well, when she asked for the reason, he told her that we were his property from that moment on. Just like that.
He just made you his slaves? Is that even possible?
Why wouldn't it be? We were just a woman and a young son, and he owned both the land and the local guard. We had to serve this Creole, that was the Count's name, for 9 years. It was horrible.
That sucks. And no one came to help you. What? No one is going to help you. I'm sorry to hear that. So how did you manage to get away?
Pure luck, I suppose. One day, an Enderalian merchant and his escort passed through the village. They were on their way to Waverock to catch a ship from there. And just by coincidence, he saw me crushing some herbs I had found in the forest. That's what I did in the little spare time I had, you know. The Salathan forest is so incredibly rich with plants you have no idea. What I didn't know was that I had found an entire sheaf of God's dung. That impressed the merchant so much that he simply bought me.
What about your mother?
He left her there. Believe me, what he did had nothing to do with mercy. He just saw that there was money to be made off of me. I cried and protested, of course, but 2 months later, our ship arrived in Ark, where he got infected with flesh maggots and died shortly thereafter. Luckily enough, he was a sublime. And since his relatives didn't know what to do with me once he was dead, they simply asked the Order to grant me the novitiate, which they did. the left path. Sounds crazy when I tell it like that. And it probably is. But back then, it just happened.
What of your mother? Did you ever find out what happened to her?
I tried, but as you can imagine, my obligations made my options to do so very limited. Only recently, however, word reached me from a mercenary whom I sent over. According to him, Creo is dead, and his castle was deserted. But who knows if he just said that to appease me. I think when all of this is over, I might ask the Grandmaster for permission to travel there myself. And then, who knows? By the righteous path, now I really am babbling. I am sure a man like you has better things to do than listen to the stories of a boring old chronicler. I should probably get back to business. Forgive me.
That is a crazy life story, man. That was really cool. Unfortunately, we have to wrap things up here by this dead Pyrean. We will go try to meet the aged man in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Take care.